Hey guys, I'm LefsaJS and welcome to Minecraft Legends, which is, in my opinion, a very unique style of game, but one that draws on a lot of real-time strategy elements. At this point, the game's only been out a couple of days, and I'm certainly not an expert, but I know that for some of you, Minecraft Legends is going to be your first foray into RTS gaming. So if that's you, or maybe you just want to see where those concepts are in Legends, let me give you a few basic tips. Number 1. Keep your Allays working. Most RTS games, in my experience, have a designated worker unit that handles gathering materials and building. Legends does this a bit differently by using Allays and splitting them into two groups, yellow for building and blue for gathering, but the principles are basically the same. When it comes to your gathering Allays in particular, keep them working as often as possible. You can see a little progress bar inside the Allay counter that'll tell you how close your next Allay is to finishing their job, so you can be ready to find a new spot for them to gather. More Allays working equals more resources for your team. Number 2, abundant Allays. The abundant Allays improvement is almost never a bad idea. It gives you one more blue and yellow Allay for each person on your team. More Allays means more resources to work with, and since there are 6 different resources that Allays can gather, having more Allays also gives you a bit more flexibility. With a full team of 4 players, building one of these structures gives your team 4 more gathering Allays, which is a big step up. Number 3, know your melody book. Your melody book contains all of the mob spawners, buildings, and defenses you can use, and you can equip 9 items from each category at a time. Knowing what everything in the book does and how much it costs will play a big role in you getting better at the game. If you know you're going to build toward a first of diorite spawner, for instance, you may want to prioritize coal improvements because you'll need a lot of coal. Unit costs may not show up here for spawning, but you can typically expect them to require smaller amounts of the resources it costs to build the spawner. And knowing what everything costs will help you know what resources to prioritize when you want to make your own more specific strategies. Number 4, recalling Allays. Let's say all your gathering Allays are in the middle of jobs and you desperately need a bit more stone for a build. If you know where you put one of those Allays, you can go up to their box and recall the Allay, interrupting their current job so you can put them somewhere else. Not always the most useful thing if you're just running around the world placing Allays everywhere, but if you do happen to know where one is, you can redirect them to another job. Otherwise, that blue progress bar will show you how close you are to having an Allay ready, if you can afford to wait for a few seconds. Number 5, use your map. The map has the incredibly useful feature of showing what ores are most common in a particular biome. So sometimes if I need a specific one, I'll open the map and not really look at anything but the ore block on the side to tell me what direction I need to head in next. If you're needing a lot of a particular ore, going out of your way to a new biome isn't really a bad idea, and you can even pick up other resources on the way if you have the Allays. Don't worry too much about leaving your base open to attack either, because knowledge will alert you and your team if your base takes any damage. You can always use the map to fast travel back, and you can also use a nearby spawner to recall your army home. Number 6, fight the Piglins. Destroying the Piglin structures will get you Prismarine, which is used to build any improvement structures at your base. But those structures can be pretty expensive and your Prismarine storage is a bit limited. So you'll want to start attacking the Piglin outposts early and often. Keep in mind that your player character can't do any damage to these structures, but your mobs can, so try and keep those mobs protected from Piglins while they do their work. Number 7, protect your improvements. In most RTS games, having a better economy than the opposing team is possibly the biggest advantage you can have. So a common tactic is to try and attack the enemy's workers and economic structures to try and get that advantage. In Minecraft Legends, your opponents can't directly attack your Allays, but they can still hamper your economy by destroying your improvement structures, which can have all kinds of negative effects, from limiting your maximum storage, reducing the number of Allays you have to work with, or even preventing you from gathering any more redstone, diamonds, coal, etc. Absolutely throw some walls and towers down around these structures if you have the chance, and if your team puts you in charge of raiding your opponent's base, any poorly guarded improvements make great targets. Number 8, public matches can be chaos. The first public match I joined was a match already in progress, and I started to notice a trend across the rest of the game of people constantly leaving and others rejoining. I didn't have a mic plugged in for that game, but even if I did, it would be very difficult to have a working 4-player strategy when you're swapping in new players every 2 minutes. On top of that, depending on how many improvements you have, being down a player for a couple of minutes can mean you have 5 or 6 less Allays than your opponents of each type. So just try to have fun. Maybe don't take it too seriously. Maybe someday Minecraft Legends will get an actual ranked playlist with penalties for leaving and, actual competitive structure. But until then, just enjoy the game and enjoy the chaos. Those are some tips for those of you who've never played a real-time strategy game or who just want to know some of the basic RTS mechanics in Minecraft Legends. Again, these are really just some basic things, and I'm sure you'll find plenty of more advanced guides and tips videos out there. But if you guys think I missed anything important, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. Subscribe or leave a like on the video if you feel so inclined, and let me know if you'd like to see more Minecraft Legends content. For now, thanks for watching. I'm Lefsa JS, and I will see you next time.